Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to the Go Home show for Bound for Glory with Impact Wrestling. It's another taping, and of course it's great to build up to your biggest event of the year with your number one contender not participating in any of the shows on the way there. We'll announce most of the card for Bound for Glory, of course, remembering with the 3 weeks and a couple of days break between the tapings and that, a lot can change. People can get injured elsewhere. People can return from injury, Jeff Hardy to name one. So, as always, subject to change, but I'm quite happy with the card we've got for Bound for Glory so far, and I hope it does put on a good show that everyone can enjoy. So, without further ado, this is this week's Impact Wrestling on Axis TV. So I decided to start this show with an Ace Austin promo on Fenix, and it only draws a 59. Maybe I should just be having promos with him not cutting it on anyone. But Fenix wins a match in AAA, so we get the confirmation it will be Ace Austin and Fenix. Ace Austin basically says, you've not been around an Impact for week after week after week. It means one thing, you're running scared. But I'm going to stick to my word, Ray Fenix, I'm going to beat you, and I'm going to take that mask as well. The 720 fans in attendance at the Orpheum are in shock, as we have a blockbuster main event announced for Bound for Glory. We then had the decent matchup that saw Luchasaurus defeat Jake Christ in 8-10 with the Betrayal. This was a 46, really just giving Luchasaurus some more momentum going forward. He picks up a 49 rating with Jake Christ and a 37. This leads to a promo from Luchasaurus on Moose. Of course, every match they've had so far, including the Fatal 4-Way, resulted in draws. He says that between him and Moose, they need to declare a winner, and there is going to be no better way than no DQ, with no countouts, no disqualifications, anything goes. There must be a winner at Bound for Glory. So book that one in, Moose Luchasaurus, no DQ, 47. We then had a contract signing between Taya Valkyrie and Jordan Grace for the Knockouts Championship matchup, and basically the usual. Taya provokes Jordan Grace, Taya goes for the first hit, and the two of them end up getting into a massive brawl before they're pulled away by Kurt Angle and the various agents backstage. So a 49 here, as we just get that little segment to give Taya and Jordan some more airtime. We then had a decent matchup that saw the North defeat Decay in 9:35 when Ethan Page pinned Crazy Steve with a spinning facebuster. 48. Again, Pavel Kirk in the weak link, but we're getting him over. A 20 performance shows gradual build-up as the North pick up a good win here. After the matchup, we end up seeing my voice going, and then picking back up again, as we see the North end up brawling with the outcoming Good Brothers, who come down to just start fighting with the North. Then FTR come down to give their, just basically one up on the Good Brothers, but the numbers are evened up with the Inflictors of Pain, Slamani and Dinza. We have a 8-man brawl, 4 tag teams going at it. We are setting up for that Fatal 4-Way at Bound for Glory. The North, the Good Brothers, FTR and the Inflictors of Pain. Lack of anything interesting, I did give it 5 minutes because of the amount of people that were in it. But yeah, I still say that was too long. It's a shame. I just felt like if you're going to have a brawl with that many people, extend it. So that penalises the segment, as does the announce team. That should be a banger of a match though. Good matchup with decent wrestling. Suicide defeats Chris Sabin in 7:59 by pinfall. A 52. I felt like this would be a good name for Suicide to defeat before he takes on Absolute Ricky Starks at Bound for Glory. So he gets the scalp here. We then had Venny fill up a bit of time, defeating Kimberly in 7:22 with a space rolling elbow. I looked at the overness and I felt like Kimberly was closest to Venny and one that would probably help put them over. But a 39 is good, and Venny is getting better at the gimmick, so that's good to see. Progress slowly but surely. Knockouts Tag Team Champions were in non-title action. The decent matchup saw Su Yung and Rosemary defeat Tenille Dashwood and Madison Rayne in 9:47 when Rosemary pinned Madison Rayne with an Olympic slam. A 48 here. I feel there was quite a lot of close performances here. Madison Rayne off her game kind of takes her away, but you've got to keep the tag team champions looking strong, and they take the win. Promo after the matchup just saying there is no tag team, dead or alive, that can defeat them, and basically hoping there's no prior commitments that will prevent us from going Rosemary and Su Yung versus Audio Tai at the pay-per-view. The joys of handshake deals and not being a big company. Johnny Dango was in action. He took on Hernandez and about had decent action from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Johnny Dango picks up the win with the flying leg drop after 7 minutes and 44 seconds. A 35, a storytelling matchup here, just giving Johnny Dango some momentum going in to Bound for Glory. We have a few words between him and EC3 as they cut the promo on Jeff and Matt Hardy, saying it's time for them to end the Hardy legacy and they're good friends and they're going to show they can progress going forward in Impact Wrestling. That's a 49. Then have a promo, which is a 50, so that Ace Austin promo is still going to be our best one, so we need the main event to do well. And it's just Callahan and Betts hyping up their matchup with the most professional wrestlers. It's a 6-man tag main event. It is going to be Sami Callahan, Chad Betts and Eddie Edwards against Ace Austin, Chris Hero and Brian Myers. But I'm still looking forward to that tag match. I think that could be really good between the most professional wrestlers and Callahan and Betts. So a few words just saying, they pride themselves in being the most professionals. Maybe not Sami Callahan is the most professional, but Chad Bates is the example of a wrestler, not an entertainer. And the main event, but they had great wrestling and good heat. Ace Austin and the most professional wrestlers defeat Sami Callahan, Chad Betts and Eddie Edwards in 16:47 when Ace Austin pinned Eddie Edwards with a house of cards. Brian Myers a weak link with his 47 performance, but the rest of them had good matches here, or good performances. The match though did deserve better announcing. Overall, we still improve our popularity in 34 regions, so I think the threshold we need to get is probably about 51, 52 to make sure we're constantly improving within the US, because our highest place in the US I think is 50, so sometimes just be a wee bit above that to improve. So globally, words are hard. Globally, we are growing. I ain't editing that out. But yeah, very even show there. You can see how much promos usually boost us up, so they probably lost maybe 3 or 4 overall rating from the usual. But Ace Austin v Fenix I think could be absolutely fantastic. I just might cry if any other companies have an event on when our pay-per-view is. I'm sure I've got it booked in for a Friday to make sure we don't collide with anyone else's schedules. But before we go to the main screen to check out a few things, just going to run down the matches confirmed, unless the game prevents us with scheduling. So Moose versus Luchasaurus and no disqualification. Sami Callahan and Chad Betts will take on the most professional wrestlers, Chris Hero and Brian Myers. FTR will defend the tag titles against the Good Brothers, the North and the Inflictors of Pain. The Knockouts Championship on the line as Taya Valkyrie defends against Jordan Grace. The Knockouts Tag Team titles on the line if we get them available, which will see Rosemary and Su Yung defend them against Odell Tsai, Bea Priestley and Jamie Hayter. The X Division Championship will be on the line as Suicide defends against Ricky Starks. Matt and Jeff Hardy, the Hardys, will team up against EC3 and Johnny Dango. We'll have the World Heavyweight Championship on the line for Impact, which will be Ace Austin defending against Rey Fenix. Matt Cardona's been away with New Japan of America, so I've not been able to book him in, so do expect some other guys that maybe haven't featured over the 4 weeks to appear, and if AEW and other companies are happy to loan us some more over guys or girls, then they'll try and sneak them into the card, because I say a lot can happen in 3 weeks before the event. Injuries can happen when they're working elsewhere, the joys of handshake deals. Possibly for some house shows in places they could pick up injuries, so I always say subject to change just in case. But the good thing is, after Bound for Glory we do have effectively a reset. So let's have a look then. So Jeff Hardy's fully fit. Rhino we know is out. He'll not miss any dates. He's like 24 days, and I think Diona's like that as well, so it's not the worst. It was a New Japan show of America. Kofi's going to re-sign with WWE. We don't have the money to try and get him. So we're excellent for the first show. Awesome for the second show. The third taping was awesome, and our one just there was excellent. So that's really good there. We can see finances were losing money every month. We're nearly back to where we started, another 112 deficit, and we do. So effectively we need to get that size, especially in the southeast. That's the one place we need to get to 59. The rest are actually all fine. Great Lakes, Mid-Atlantic, Mid-South, that's all fine. It's just focusing on the southeast and getting that to 59 popularity. It'll probably be easy to get to about 55, but after that we really need to go and put on solid shows, because it could be looking at 60 odd rated shows to make sure we get there. After that we're fine, we'll be making good money and we'll be sorted. Jeff Hardy's recovered from his injury. Duna Perazzo we know about, Rhino we know about. Gail Kim says that Delmi Exo is poor psychology, and with a 0.20 TV rating. We need to get some better deals. But unfortunately, until we go medium, we're not really going to get that. And we don't have the money to invest into Impact Plus. And last thing, user point gain. So that's 50 successful shows. I'm assuming that's including some explosions when we started, so let's quickly put that in. I always forget that you have to go down here now to get your character. Of course, Don Callis. User talents. I think we'll bring in some creativity to make it look a bit more respectable. But that's it. I'll go ahead and play the couple of weeks to Bound for Glory. We should be... Oh, Bound for Glory is after my next Impact show? How? I'm also losing Swoggle and Glenn Gilberti. I thought it was Gilbertini, but why is that? Bound for Glory is in 4 weeks, so I don't know why that works out. Surely, unless I've modelled it up, my next scheduled Impact should technically not be in 20 days, it should be after. Have I messed this up? I don't know. I'll keep it anyway. But if it comes to worse, I need to adjust stuff. I've got plenty of time to do it anyway. Next show will definitely be Bound for Glory. I'm maybe just having an off day. Who knows? But yeah, just for watching. Take it easy. And look forward to those debuts after Bound for Glory. Bye bye.